Hi everyone, William Weyser is here, and welcome to week 2 of Message Week. Yes, I know that I already did the first Message Week in late June and early July, but because this movie has been stuck in my head throughout this entire summer, I decided to do week 2 of Message Week. But before I do that, there are a couple of things that I do want to say that have to do with the 10 things to talk about video. First off, on one of the things I said that I had no idea what a bowl of grubs was, I looked up what a grub is, and it turns out that a grub is a type of larva. You can see a larva under the categories insects and amphibians, but if you really want to see a grub in person, I'd recommend seeing one in a safer place. And number 2, after the PBS Kids Dash logo plays again, but this time at the very end, I said that the Paramount logo this time would have fanfare music, when it turns out that it's actually the Paramount Television music logo, which I still remember seeing on the original Hawaii Five-0, and we're still doing this from the promotional Comfy Armchair Booba VHS and Ford as well. And I also have it on the 2 bonus episodes on the Lucy Must Be Treated Charlie Brown DVD, which are Charlie Brown's All-Stars and It's Spring Training Charlie Brown. And I also have it on a recorded VHS tape somewhere that was made in 2005. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk more about our movie. The first thing that I do want to say is that I've uploaded 6 opening trailers. Yeah, and the first one is the Paramount Means Family Entertainment commercial. And earlier, I gave Rick Rampazzanetti a multiple choice question, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, hosted by the legendary Regis Philbin back in those days. And the multiple choice question was, which VHS did I take the Paramount Means Family Entertainment commercial from? Is it A, It Was My Best Birthday Ever, Charlie Brown? B, Little Bear Winter Tales? C, Rugrats Dr. Tommy Pickles? Or D, Blue's Clues Rhythm and Blue? If you guess D, the following preview screen is a dead giveaway. Although I did say that I had fun dancing to that commercial on the Dr. Tommy Pickles VHS, and that's one of my favorite Rugrats videos of all time, and the same thing goes to Blue's Clues Rhythm and Blue, and that, of course, goes along with the promotional Snack Time VHS and, of course, Blue's Big Musical Movie. The second trailer is the PBS Kids DVDs from PBS Kids and Paramount Home Entertainment commercial, and originally I was planning on using the Booba Umbrella DVD, which is my favorite US Booba DVD, but knowing that the Teletubbies DVDs Time to Play and Time to Dance have the Backyardigans DVD commercial, and that show was produced by Nick Jr., not PBS Kids, I decided to use a Go Diego Go DVD and take that commercial from it. And I can't remember the exact name of what I used it from, but I do know that it was released in 2007. Trailer number 3 is Paramount's I Need a Hero. And I know that I took that from my copy of Face Off, starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. And as I have told people so many times, it's considered to be John Woo's best directed film, scoring 92% out of 100. Well done, guys. And even though the Face-Off trailer will not be one of the trailers in the movie, well, in terms of the opening trailers, I do want some Face-Off related thing in my movie. Whether it would be the trailer music, or maybe getting Sean Archer and Castor Troy to be in this, but I'll think about what I want to do with it, and I love that movie so much. trailer number 4 is the full version of the PBS Kids and You ident. And I knew there was no avoiding it. And I had used the full version. Plus, the full version was the first ever PBS Kids and You ident that I ever saw on TV. And shortly after that, I saw a few shortened versions and one VHS version on the Silly Songs and Funny Dances VHS I checked out of the library a long time ago. And I saw a small portion of it, and I thought that Dipsy was the missing Teletubby, but I watched the Big Hug VHS, and it turns out that's actually Tinky Winky as the missing Teletubby, which made me feel better. And to be honest, Tinky Winky is my favorite missing Teletubby. And the only Boo Shouter that I really want to see, and I have seen a few times, join with Tinky Winky as the missing Teletubby, is Dipsy as the Boo Shouter. I mean, those two fit together very well. If it's Tinky Winky as the Boo Shouter, that's fine. Poe, same thing. Lala, on the other hand, it's one of those things that that has two things that don't mix together very well. And that's just my opinion, of course. Moving on, trailer number 5 is the Teletubbies version of the Kellogg's Rice Krispies commercial. Of course, I had to take that from my copy of Here Come the Teletubbies, because my copy of that VHS does have that commercial, while my copy of Dance with the Teletubbies doesn't have it. And I know I said a few times that I would take that version over the Dragon Tales version any day. And I just hate it when I have more of one bad version over the good version. But it is what it is. And trailer number 6, which is the last one, is the Paramount Family Favorites commercial. And knowing that I have that commercial on a lot of Rugrats videos, in fact, every VHS that I have, from A Baby's Gotta Do What a Baby's Gotta Do to A Rugrats Vacation, has that commercial. But I also took that from It Was My Best Birthday Ever, Charlie Brown. And knowing that it's still on the wrong show, I can still take it from there. And those are the 6 opening trailers. And knowing that some music, in terms of warm-up dances and end dances, are in it no matter what, joining the twisting dance, March to the Beat, and Scrunch Up Small and Stretch Out Big, are Jumping Jacks, and this is in honor of my favorite episode, Space Rocket, and Hip and Hop. The end dances are still the same, but I'm not sure if I want to add any other end dance music, but it's up to me and a few of my friends. Now, earlier, I was planning on doing a behind-the-scenes video where I give the viewer some insight as to why I am a huge Booba fan, and my character, Willie Blackman, says the same thing in his script. And what's going on is that you're going to get clips of Willie Blackman, the contestant, on Deal or No Deal, when he was on in 2007, and one of his supporters brought along his toy Zumba, along with a few other Booba toys with him, and that was the origin of how I got my obsession of Booba back. And another clip involves my favorite model from the original version of Deal or No Deal, Ursula Mays. The reason why Ursula is my favorite model is because she's the model behind my favorite number 5, and also, she is really, really good at giving contestants exactly what they want. But I do know that it's not always the case, because if it is always the case, it just wouldn't seem fair to the other models. And Willie would go on to win $27,000. And then, of course, a little later on at the library, Sammy said, think about Willie Blackman. He's my brother, in case you don't know him. And after hearing him say that, I went, okay, I'll grab something random of Booba, and it's the Booba Squeaky Socks VHS. Of course, the episodes on it are Squeaky Socks, Painting the Fence, and Hammock. And the last thing I do want to say is that, well, of course, Willie is going to say that, but I really want the characters to give insight as to why they are huge Booba fans, because I like the audience and I want to give them something good. Same thing goes with all the other characters. They have to have insight and they have to have personality in order for the viewers to know anything about any of the characters. Okay, now the last thing. One of my friends named Mitchell Hodak is obsessed with a lot of things besides just Booba, and I asked him if his character, Clayton Grant, is interested in anything besides just Booba, and he's interested in a lot of things, whether it would be children's shows, teen sitcoms, whether they're on Nickelodeon or Disney, sports, which I think sports is the top thing for Clayton to be interested in. Of course, in real life, I don't watch sports that much, but there are sports fans out there, and more power for them, and game shows. And as I've said so many times, with the exception of Deal or No Deal and Howie Mandel, all game show related material is disqualified from appearing in this movie. And Mitchell Hodak, you need to please leave Rick Rampazzanetti alone. He's had enough of the you-know-what topic for a long time, and I don't want to say the name of the show, because it's not going to do a thing for him, in the same way that a teen champion named Avi Gupta, and I know I've said a few bad things about him, even though I really shouldn't. What has he done for me? Nada. Not a thing. Aside from donating money to help you-know-who fight against cancer. I came this close to saying the whole name, but I stopped myself almost halfway. Okay, that's it for Message Week, Day 1. Tomorrow I'll see you for Day 2. And I don't know what else about the movie I'll talk about, but Rick and Mitch, if you two do want to say a little more about the movie and give me more ideas, please feel free to do so in the comments. And I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, this is William Weyser saying goodbye.